When he last visited St. Lucia, Central Bank Governor Timothy Antoine did not mince words about the need for common standards and a regulatory commission to govern citizenship by investment in the Eastern Caribbean.
ECCB has been asked by our heads, the 5 heads of government where there are CIP programs, to establish a CIP regulator. We have now begun that work.
Yesterday, the Central Bank issued a statement confirming what the governor said. The 8-member commission will include Antigua's Lieutenant Colonel Edward Croft, Dominica's Ambassador Francine Barron, Grenada's Julia Lawrence, St. Kitts' Archdeacon Isaiah Phillip, St. Lucia's Mr. Evaristus Jamari, CARICOM's Rufus Ferdinand, Mr. Kenneth Gabriel from the OECS, and the Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antoine.
The work of that commission, IRC, will be to establish the CIP regulator. What will that regulator do? Set standards, enforce the standards, compliance, and engage with international partners.
The ECCB has not played a pivotal role up to this point in citizenship by investment programs, but as international agencies and law enforcement are drawn into the controversy generated by Felipe Martinez's RICO case against Caribbean Galaxy, the need for regulation has grown.
The principal role of ECCB in recent years has been advocacy, the need for common standards, some kind of regulatory arrangement, the need for transparency about the ins and outs. What do I mean? The flows, how much money comes in and how much money is spent, transparency around that, by publishing these reports in Parliament on a timely basis and telling the nation what, in fact, where the money is being used and where it is going. Some countries have begun to put up signage on certain projects that are funded by CIP, or CBI as it's called in some of our countries, so that people can see and know.
The need for common standards is especially important to protecting the integrity of countries within the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union.
We've said, for example, it cannot be that somebody who's rejected as an applicant in one country ends up in another country. That's a risk to the currency union and a risk to our membership, our members. So we've advocated for that. And I'm pleased that we're now at the point where it's been agreed by our heads that we will set up a regional regulator, and ECCB has been asked to help set it up. We have to lead that work.
Increasing scrutiny of citizenship by investment programs has led some countries to completely shut down their CIP units. However, as the ECCB begins its big push to grow Eastern Caribbean economies by 7% a year for the next 10 years, CIP funds have become vitally important to protecting the integrity of the programs and growing these economies.
I should also mention that in terms of advocacy, one of the things that we have consistently done as part of advocacy is our engagement with the U.S. Treasury. The U.S. Treasury is the equivalent of the Ministry of Finance of the United States. We have consistently engaged with the U.S. Treasury on CIP programs and how we can strengthen them so that we can protect and preserve them. And I'm pleased to report that 2 weeks ago when we met in Grenada with the United States, we were able to show and agree on real progress on the 6 commitments that we made with the U.S. We meaning the 5 countries that have these programs, which we signed in February 2023. 18 months on, the progress is real.
For Choice News Now, I'm Jason Seaflay.